and then click that Friday drinks off. That's it.
Hello, welcome everyone to Friday Night Live at Saddles Creek Winery. Tonight we're talking about does size matter and does shape matter?
Well,
Deb?
I think it does.
I think it does too. And let me just start with, there's a reason there's no men on our panel tonight. Anyway, down to the...
Hey Wendy, how you going?
I'm good, I'm very good.
It's Friday and it's wine time, Friday drinks. So
I'm excited about tonight because...
I am excited too, actually.
For me, I find, I don't think I'm a wine snob, but I do think, or stemware snob, but I do have a passion for drinking wines in nice,
Beautiful glasses.
Yeah. I think for me, it changes the experience.
It does.
So let's explore that. Is it just me being a snob, or does it really add value?
Yes.
So, what can you tell us, Deb?
Okay, so
where do you want to start?
You've seen that I've pulled out all my stemware from home, and we've got a lineup of different glasses. And in each of our glasses, I've put different wines. Mm-hmm. So there's a few things when we're talking about stemware, and we talk about we're evaluating essentially the colour. Mm-hmm. The aroma, and the taste.
Yes.
Yep. So those three things of what we look at when we actually taste wine here at the cellar door and at home, but it's also what our stemware provides us as well. So there's what we call grape varietal specific stemware.
Okay.
It's a technical term, but all of these glasses...
This is what I want to understand, because I don't understand why does one varietal, like what might be in this glass, versus in this glass, how does this stemware create...
Different,
how does that impact my actual experience in flavouring the wine and...
Okay, so essentially we'll start with our bubbles over here.
Let's do that.
When we have different stemware, and like Riddell is such a great example of that does amazing stemware that specialises in grape varietal specific stemware, and we look at the fruit, the acidity, the tannin and the alcohol.
Okay.
So they're the four factors that
Is
vary.
there colour in there?
No.
No? Okay.
No. So those four factors, which was the fruit, the tannin, the alcohol, and the acidity, they're the four factors that have the sensory influence.
Okay.
Yeah, with the glasses. So there's three things when we look at a glass. We look at the bowl, so that's that part there. Mm-hmm. Then we look at the stem, and then we look at the base.
Okay.
So they're the three things when we are buying stemware. And for us at the cellar door here, we've got this particular glass, which we'll talk about shortly. Mm-hmm. But essentially, when we taste the wine, so cheers, Friday afternoon, we've got a little bit of bubble.
Brett.
Happy birthday, Brett.
Thank you for the champagne.
So with this one, we're going to have a smell of it.
Sorry.
No, that's all right.
I was just getting in there.
No, absolutely. So we've got champagne in our glass today because it's Brett's birthday, we lashed out. So we're looking at the bouquet. So in this instance, we want to look at the bead of the wine as well. Now, do you remember the old Marie Antoinette champagne? There was, famous in the 50s and 60s. They look fabulous, don't they? Very glamorous. But as far as the bubble, the bead, it
wasn't so effective.
No. So these flutes direct your nose.
So you can see that, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the bead flowing up.
You can see the
time.
bead.
Yes.
So with the champagne, you want to smell that beautiful aroma, the bouquet of the wine, and we want to get the actual complexity and the taste of it. So, oh God, I love my job.
Okay. Champagne does taste delicious.
So we get, yes. Okay, so each of these wines, you can notice that they're different shapes, and they're for different reasons with going back to those factors that I said about the fruit. So different shapes of the bowl of the glass will direct the wine in different parts of the tongue. So the tongue is obviously the taste sensory gland, and that is where these particular wines will go to. So the first wine that we've got here, this glass,
the Verdelho.
Yes, is our Verdelho. So this is a fruity wine. It's a white wine, and we've chosen, these are actually Spiegelau's white wine glasses. You can see that there's not a big bowl in the shape of it. So have a little taste of this wine and just tell me where it goes to on your tongue. You can see it hits more of, where does it get your tongue?
More centre.
Okay.
Am I right?
Well,
let me go again.
okay, have another try. Okay.
I got the look that,
So
that wasn't the right answer. I'm going to try again.
No, and look, there's no wrong answer with this wine or the glass. Basically,
okay, if I wanted to be honest, in
Yep.
the first instance, I did think it went around the sides.
Okay.
But I had to think, then I started to think, maybe I've got the wrong answer. This is where you just
there
have
is
to
no
go.
wrong answer, and that's the
You have
thing
to go
about
with your trust, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't- just say how it is and be authentic. I did feel it went sort of to the sides.
Okay.
I don't know.
Then
what's
again,
right
it's
or
doing,
wrong.
but that's doing its job. So it's not high in acidity, this particular Verdelho, but it's fruity. So we want the taste to start at the beginning of the tongue.
Okay.
So, and we want the acidity to be in the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So essentially, that's what that shape will do.
Yeah.
It'll direct the wine, the flavour, the fruit at the front, and then it'll tone down the acidity. So that's what we use that particular.
One more try to see if I can.
Just definitely.
Because it doesn't come. I have to say, even when I listen to Scott, sometimes it's so interesting what he says.
Yeah.
And if you don't pause and think about it, you can just you just fly through it.
And that brings me to the Chardonnay. So we've had the bouquet of the wine. So when we smell the wine, we want to, and you notice the pour as well. When you were pouring the wines, I'm like, whoa, not too full, because I want to be able to swallow the wine. And if it's too full, I can't do that. And if it's too full, I can't then smell the aroma of the wine. So,
And is this glass for all Chardonnays?
this is oaked Chardonnay.
Oaked.
Okay, so you
What
notice
have we
like the
got
perfect
here?
pour. Yeah, so I've chosen the Maria. So this is a wine that has complexity. It's got the beautiful secondary fruit coming through because it's 2016. So we've got oak. It's still got nice acidity in the wine, but essentially it's a lovely complex wine, especially when this comes to flavour. So this bowl you can see is quite big, the diameter. So when we come back to the three things of like the glass, assessing the glass, you've got the diameter is a massive difference. So if you look at this compared to this glass, you can see there's quite a difference in the diameter. And then if you look at this versus let's bring back our white wine glass, you can see the bowl is much shorter. Like it's a lot more narrower. And again, the diameter of the rim is a lot narrower as well.
Yes.
So when we're talking about the oaked Chardonnay, now this isn't a heavily oaked wine, but it has lovely complexity from those aged, from being a cellared wine. So if you now have a little swirl, we get a bit of swirl so we can release the aromas. And then when we have a sip, we then evaluate the texture of the wine. So if you have a little sip. Oh, it's such a good wine. I love this
Very
wine.
good. And I have to say, I really smelt that wine.
Yeah.
Compared to the two previous wines that we've
Okay.
had. I
Yeah.
really smelt it.
I mean, yes, you can give that a swirl. Beautiful. But it's not something that like...
That the aromas were like
But when-
wafting. They were wafting up at me.
So now when you have a smell, but
It is beautiful.
But the next layer of that is the mouthfeel. So it's the texture. And when we evaluate the mouthfeel of it, we want to get that creaminess, the velvetiness, if it was a red, the silkiness. So that's the mouthfeel. And that's what having wine in the appropriate grape varietal specific stemware allows us to taste.
Fantastic.
It's a sensory experience.
All good, honey?
So we've got Frank on.
Franco's on the technology
He's on the tech today.
Do you need some? Does Deb need
Are
to
we
come
good?
behind,
Are we
honey?
good? Okay, bear with us for a sec while I get this fixed. That's okay.
So let me just say, everybody, if we are live, Deb is our typical behind the scenes
You can leave it at that.
technology queen. And when she's behind the scenes, things seem to go a lot smoother. than when she's in front. But she's such an expert in the front as well. She's an all-rounder and we love her.
I wouldn't say expert. I would say I'm a passionate
enthusiast.
And
it's all expert, so subjective.
100%. Okay, so we're looking at the texture of the wine, and by having an appropriate wine glass, it allows the mouthfeel, the texture of the wine to evolve. Somebody outside has got us streaming live, and that would have to be Serge. Can you turn it? Oh, Serge.
Some people need a visual.
I know.
They don't do verbal instructions.
I know. Anyway. Okay, so that's what this particular wine glass does. It allows the oak Chardonnay flavours to come through. Next, we're going to look at the flavour.
So much fun.
Okay, so I'm just sort of moving some glasses out of the way because we have a few things going on here. So if I was going to do these 3 glasses that I've got lined up in front of us, I hope you can see that.
Can anyone see that, honey?
How are we going, Frank? You good?
If there's a bit of an ADHD approach happening today where we're flipping quickly between different things.
It's all right. We can just stick to the main
because
screen.
We love everybody's individual approach.
Here we go.
Everybody's individual approach
Bear with me.
to doing things is very important.
All right, we're good. We're live. We're back.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, Frank, if you'd like to pass me my glasses, I'll be able to actually read the comments as well, because here's the thing. When we were talking about this afternoon, I was really, really interested in our viewers at home, what they drink their glass, what they drink their wine out of. What do you drink?
You said you wanted to know if our viewers really thought size matters.
100%. Size, for me, size matters and shape matters. So I love my glasses, and that's why we've got a nice little selection from my house here. So feel free. I want everyone at home.
Matters.
Tap on the screen. I really would love you even to take a photo of what you drink your wine out of, because I've been chatting with our members when they come in or visitors actually in general over the last few days when we were talking about the subject of going, what do you drink your wine out of? And it was really very interesting, the feedback that we have. So I'm just going to flash over to these. So we've got 3 red wines in front of us here. Just move that one out of the way. Do you have a stab at what these glasses, or what's in the glass?
Okay. I'm going to say, because we had our training session yesterday with Hannah and Brett, and we talked Pinot.
Yeah.
And if you're a member of our Club Equus Sellers Creek group, you will see that on there, so please join us. I think this one, looking at the colour that I can see here, and talking about how they mentioned that the glass we were drinking out of wasn't quite the right one for a Pinot, I'm going to say this is the Pinot.
Okay.
I'm going to then say...
Yeah.
Really, then
I don't
in
know.
all honesty, I don't know, but I think that might be Shiraz and that might be Cab. But I don't know. So...
Okay,
Tell us, Deb.
That's Pinot?
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Okay, so
why does this fruit varietal need this obviously bigger bowl?
Yeah.
Than
so again,
the Shiraz and Cabernet?
We go back to the acidity of the wine, the tannin of the wine. So in these instances, this is our Bordeaux, so that is our Cabernet, and then this is our Shiraz, so that's a Shiraz glass. I've got a bit of a mixture here of Riedel, I've got Spiegelau's, I've got just random glasses, I've got our glasses, just because I wanted to mix it up of pretty much of what people's got at home. So this is a beautiful extreme Pinot glass.
That was Brett leaving because he's going off for his birthday celebrations.
Bye, Brett. Happy birthday. So yes, so Pinot Noir, it's not a heavily tannic wine like our Cabernet, so we want that bowl and we want the fruit to come forward. Okay. So, and again, have a little smell of this wine in that beautiful glass. So one of the things you'll notice that I say that this is the extreme glass, it's got that really long, beautiful stem. Everyday drinking at home, I drink out of my Settlers Creek glass, and the reason is this is a great universal glass. It's got that beautiful big bowl. The diameter is pretty bang on, in between.
It's a good-
And that's why we have this as our chosen wine glass here at Cellar Door when you come in for a tasting. I have this glass when I pull out a nice special bottle of Pinot Noir, and the reason is because I'm always worried I'm going to break it. And for me, one of my rules at home is it's got to go in the dishwasher. So it's got to be nice to drink out of.
Has to go in the dishwasher.
But it has to be able to go in the dishwasher. Now, I do put this in the dishwasher, but like this morning when I washed it, it was right at the end of the door. And I had to gently pack it in there and push it in because I'm really worried about breaking these glasses. But when you drink out of it, it's a beautiful experience.
So it's the bowl, it's the length of the stem, and then you're mentioning the...
Well, no, the sensory experience when we talk about, the fruit, the acidity, the alcohol and the tannin, it's all going to be influenced by the bowl and the diameter. Okay. This here is about the next level of sensory, and that is... it just feels beautiful, right? And then we talk about the base. I'm going to go, where is my little, this one, our stemless glass.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so in this instance, what do you think that pretty much, it's kind of more Shiraz. This is more of a Shiraz glass.
It's a Shiraz.
Yeah, so with Shiraz, you can see that it's got a little bit more of a closed diameter on the rim, but it's still got that big bowl. And that's to allow that fruit to come forward. Where the Bordeaux, the Cabernet glass, we have that bowl where the diameter is still that little bit wider because they're a high tannic wine. So we want to taste the fruit, we want to taste the flavour.
Yes.
So interestingly, and I'd love to hear everyone's feedback at home, how many people drink out of a stemless glass? Because I was really surprised. There was a more mature demographic that was coming in over the last few days that I was talking to that drink their wine out of stemless glasses.
There's a growing trend, definitely. And I even, like, in response to one about, I don't, look, I think if it's a red, it could work because you don't mind the heat of your hands absorbing it. It could work, but for me, part of my experience is definitely holding on to the stem and lift. I don't know. I like.
It's a tradition.
This is for me.
So if I went to this wine here and this glass is exactly the same. The only thing that differs on this is the length of the stem. Okay, so this wine goes nicely in the dishwasher. And this wine has a little bit more of a prestige.
I love that we're talking
feel.
about practicalities of this as well.
100%, 100%. So one of the things I want to bring up is that years ago, all the wine shows, and I remember up here, they were assessed using these glasses. They're our XL5s, yeah? And the XL5s, how do you feel about XL5s, Wendy?
I don't have any emotional connection to XL5 yet. I think sometimes, if I think of experiences, like if I go very, very casual dining in a pizza, yes, they might come out and yes, you pour wine into it and yes, you consume it.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I don't have any emotional, or I don't feel it adds value.
So to me, this was a very standard glass used in the Hunter Valley tasting wine for many, many years. And I know some wineries, including us, still use these glasses. Do I like them? No. Again, that's because I like a beautiful wine glass for that sensory experience, because to me that's when, and this is the whole thing about Riedl's science behind all these grape-specific
and they've
varietal
spent quite
glasses.
a lot of time doing it, haven't they?
Oh, they've spent years, and it is an absolute science. And how it all come about actually was because connoisseurs were tasting a wine and in a different glass, and they were noticing a different experience, and the flavour improved in different glasses. So to me, when I'm trying our beautiful big bluegrass Cabernet
versus not decanting, or allowing 10 minutes of aeration versus not allowing, isn't it? There's so many different
This is kind of a mini version of those glasses, but does it allow you to fully appreciate our beautiful big bluegrass wines, which are a lot more full-bodied tannic wines? I don't think so. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion, and I know I'll get in trouble by maybe our winemaker for saying that. But I like this glass, and that's my glass that I will use at home because, again, I can allow the aroma to be released. and it's just a much more pleasant experience drinking out of this glass than for that glass. The other thing with, I noticed once the Hunter Valley Wine Show, they used to use these many years ago, and then they actually went all to Riedel glasses because it was, again, a universal wine glass to taste all the different styles of wine that we have to assess at the wine shows. So then if we're talking Pinot, you generally have that beautiful big bowl, a more narrower head. Bordeaux, again, you've got that bowl which is larger, a larger rim. And then Shiraz, you want to taste the fruit. So again, that's where you find that's still quite a similar bowl to here, but it's a bit narrow at the top. These stemless glasses, I've got some that are like stainless steel, and they're great beside the pool in summer, and because you can put them in the fridge and insulate them. But for me personally, I don't like handprints on glasses. And when I go to a restaurant, I love to see the waitstaff carry out my glass like this by the base. If I see a waitstaff carrying my glass like this, I wouldn't be impressed.
You don't like it.
I would not be impressed because, again, to me that would interfere. I don't want dirty paw
definitely
prints.
For these, down here, if you like your white wines,
yes,
you don't want to be adding your body heat necessarily to the white wine, do you?
Well, and that's the thing of the bowl. So if I want to warm up the glass, and I'll go to Chardonnay, because often we take the Chardonnay out of the fridge, we want to actually warm up the wine because it's too cold. So this is the perfect, look at that, hands in there, warm it up.
It was very good with Chardonnay.
I know.
Give it another try.
So in that regard, yes, you want to put your hands on the glass to warm up and bring it to temperature. Same with the red that's been in the cellar, as it would be. So
to sum it up, Deb, what do we think? Does size matter?
So for me, size matters a lot.
I think
I also want to go to decanters as well, because I bought some decanters in at home, and I'm just going to move some of these glasses out because just like size and shape with glasses, I also think decanting wines can enhance the experience of drinking wine. So I've got 3 decanters here, and I'm going to line them up here.
I love this dark.
Okay, so these are 3 decanters that I have at home. So this wine here is, decanter here. It's a lovely decanter. When you put your wine in it, you can spin it around like that. Oops.
Oh, look at that.
And it helps to aerate the wine. It's a lovely party trick as well. It's fairly easy to clean, but I really...
Back to the dishwasher. You said, can it go in the dishwasher, Deb?
Nope, so it's out for me. Then we have the dark. Sorry, I love
Tell
my
me
dark.
about the dark.
So again, this is my beautiful dark decanter, which I was given by my friend as a present, and many years ago, and it still sits on the dinner table every time somebody comes around for dinner. We'll always put a wine in the dark because essentially it looks pretty on the table, and it's always a great conversation piece. And you've got to try. You got to try and get the wine in the spout.
That's a pretty narrow spout.
Now you can also see
the in there. Like,
it'll
narrow. So you give it a good swirl.
You give it a good swirl. So these are good for older wines as well because it's got a narrower top.
Yes,
and you can see the narrow top, and so it's not going to allow too much oxidization.
Yeah, not too much oxygen in there.
So, but you can tell it's a bit grubby.
So oxygen's
it needs a bit of a clean.
Yeah, the oxygen's your best
and
friend.
it's actually clean,
enemy,
but you can see the colour of it down below. It needs a good scrubby dub. So for me, it's pretty. It goes on the table. Now
this is like a jug from my nana's house.
It is. It's Grandma's jug. And I love pulling this out every time I have people over for dinner. I use this to decant my wine, whether it's young or old, especially young wines. Our bluegrass, our Alessandro.
Having gravy poured onto there. No, wait, it's wine.
Look at this. It's got a bowl, so it's got a nice big bowl, so it allows the wine to swell. It's got a nice open mouth on it, and it goes in the dishwasher. So that for me is a massive tick, and I know that it's fine porcelain. So
there you go.
It's my chosen decanter if you come to my place to decant one of our beautiful bluegrass wines.
Yeah.
So just to recap, if we're talking about stemware, it's a sensory experience, and I've got to read you something that I got off Riedel's website, which
And I'm going to read you something from Brett.
Oh, are you? Are you?
Well,
okay.
this
So
is my
using grape varietal specific stemware, it translates the message of wine to the sensory, to the senses.
Yes.
So
I have to say, really,
yeah,
for me, this one I really experienced.
yeah,
Compared to the others, okay, a little bit, but for me, that I sometimes feel like, am I really smelling correctly or whatever?
Yeah.
This one was
a
very
game changer.
impactful. I got that aroma, and it was, I understood.
Yeah.
I understood.
yeah.
I'm going to say something from when I read this, I could hear Brett saying
Yeah.
it, and I can say,
What did he say?
Let's cut to the chase. Is it really about the size? It's always about the wine.
Yeah.
So, and I thought
It is about the wine.
I could hear Brett saying that, and so
And you know what? It is
comes-
100% about the wine. And that's the whole thing about having a beautiful glass that you drink out of, is because it is about the wine. So don't you want to taste the wine in its glory?
Yes, absolutely.
So for me, look, if I'm hopping in the golf buggy and going to my neighbour's place for a little roadie, that might go in the little drink compartment well. But apart from that, give me a beautiful wine glass to drink my wine out of every other day.
I'm with you. I like a wine glass.
Cheers.
Cheers, Deb. Back to my champagne. Thanks, Brett. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Brett.
Have a great night.
Have a great weekend, everyone. And Wendy, just before we wrap up, can we just talk about weekends at Saddlers? Because the last month or so we've been doing food, music, and wine. Wine. So and we've had a different theme every weekend. This weekend we've got pulled brisket and bluegrass.
So we're still focusing on our top shelf wines because we have a bit of focus on top shelf wines for the next few weeks.
Which are?
So it's a combination of our new release bluegrass, which are consistently our signature wine, our top shelf, and then we've gone into our cellar and found some beautiful cellared wines to balance that off. Typically in July we do our museum wine release. Our rare wines are getting rare. Our rare wines are getting intense.
They are rare. They are rare.
Yeah, they're rare.
Yep.
So we've done a nice combination of some beautiful wines ready to drink now or cellar. These are the wines, our bluegrass range of the wines that we will often put aside and we cellar them because we know that they've got longevity. And like Murray Wood said,
yes,
they drink well now and they drink well in 10 years.
This is true.
Yeah, this is the thing. So we do have a special on them at the moment, and we do have something for our members as well. We do have a release of our top shelf wines going, and over the next 72 hours we are trialling out this fantastic new loyalty program that we've got happening. So if you'd like to do that, the dollars that you spend will be, you'll earn 10% credit back on dollars.
So if I spend $500, I get $50 back.
You get $50 back.
What?
So you get $50 back and you can apply that to anything you like in the future.
Is that includes your club pack?
Includes your club pack.
What?
Yes, Deb. That's right.
All right. Well, keep an eye out for the email, right?
Keep an eye out for the email. And if you've already purchased in the top shelf, don't stress. We will apply that credit to you as well. So, we're just looking at different ways to, because we love our members. We want to, love our long-term relationships, and we're just looking at ways that we can continually acknowledge
and that's what
your
the
support,
food
because we
and
want to give
music,
back to you as you give to us.
Yeah.
So we're just looking at ways to do that. So hopefully this will be something that can be a real win-win for all of us. So looking forward to it.
People can come in and have a top shelf red flight as well.
Tasting, brisket and
burger. So brisket burger this weekend with a top shelf tasting.
Don't worry, there's lots of different options there for you. But trying to keep it simple, keeping it to our core purpose, which is about food, wine, and family and friends. So there are reason for being. So please come and enjoy. We're completely I don't even like talking about
I
it.
know.
I'm so
Okay,
exhausted,
so
but
we're
we are
committed.
COVID safe.
We are committed to being COVID safe, and I think look,
We are very
you're right. No one
committed.
wants to talk about it, but we should touch on it because I want to say that we take it very seriously.
We do.
On arrival, we ask people to book, number one. And by booking, it allows us to know who's coming here, and we can
COVID
plan.
marshal.
So on arrival,
we
you
have-
get met by a maitre d' who is our COVID marshal. They'll ask you to check in, so you have an electronic check-in and sanitize your hands, and then you'll come in and you will get. Where is our glasses? Where's our glass, Wendy?
Well,
that
let's
one.
just go. This one.
So they'll get a glass on arrival, and that's yours to
And
keep
you
as
take
part
that
of your
away.
tasting.
So that's just to minimise anyone having to retouch or
Yeah.
anything else. We have so many initiatives in place to keep everybody.
We're doing our tastings out on our lawn area, so there's plenty of space, fresh air, sunshine, and plenty
beyond
of space.
social distancing, beyond the.
You can have
recommended.
3 meters to a table at Szabo's when you do your tasting instead of 1.5.
Anyway.
So come
We're here
down,
for you
see
guys.
us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and cheers. Happy weekend.
Cheers, cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.